Hello and welcome to Hot Takes, our bonus series pod inside the Reverse Sweep Show. We are back with another hot take this week. We have been following unbreakable records in Test cricket. We started off with batting, then we proceeded to bowling and wicket-keeping records, and this time we have arrived at team records. So today's hot take is unbreakable records in Test cricket when it comes to team records. We will each pick three and passing it over to you, AB, to name your first unbreakable record.
Yeah, I was looking at a lot of team records, and one record which really struck out for me was the most number of consecutive series without a defeat. Now, this is the West Indies Invincibles back in the 80s. They won, they did not lose 29 series in a row. So that was from 1980 till 1994, 95. So 15 years without a test series defeat. And this is across home and away, and I don't think this will ever get broken. The next best is Australia, the dominant Australian team of the 2000s. They did not lose 16 series straight. So this was from 2001 till 2004 5, and we see there is such a marked difference, 29 and 16. And with teams being so competitive right now, the top 3 and 4 teams playing so much together and being so competitive, I don't think this record will ever get broken. I don't even think a team will get close to this. So that is my pick for the first record which will never get broken. Over to USS. What's your first pick?
Yeah, first a quick comment on your record. I mean, that tells a lot to 90s kids who were so enamored and so frustrated by the Australian team that they lost the series against India, didn't lose till the 2005 Ashes. But look at that West Indies team record. I mean, this is just mind-boggling. So hats off on picking that one, and I completely think that that won't be broken. For my first pick, I go to a memory which we want to remove completely from our minds as Indian cricket fans. When Sri Lanka scored 952, Jayasuriya with 340, Mahanama with a big century as well. Highest innings total in Test cricket. I think how the game is evolving, teams don't want to bat for that long. They bat with so much intent, and the idea is to win match quickly. Because that match between Sri Lanka and India actually ended in a draw, which is quite frustrating. Pakistan and England game, England scored 800 plus last year, but still the idea was that they want to declare and move on and win the match. So highest innings total now in Test cricket won't be broken.
I absolutely agree. And given how teams bat with the intent, either they get bowled out or they just declare. And I think I don't see a lot of scores even beyond 600, 700 these days, because the ultimate focus has shifted towards winning the games more, because there's a context associated with every test match. So I agree. It's a record which will not get broken. Now, my second pick is actually two bowlers who were unchanged in a complete innings and test match. And for this, I will take everyone back to the sixth test match in the history of test cricket. So back in the year 1882, Australia versus England, and Australia had two bowlers bowling in tandem. The names of the bowlers: Joey Palmer, Edwin Evans, who bowled a total of 115 overs together without a change.
Wow.
And I don't think that's it is a mystery even right now for us why that happened, what transpired, why the Australian captain never changed the bowlers. But I do feel that cricket has changed since then, and teams have their 4 or 5 specialist bowlers and they will rotate. I don't think that's a record that's ever going to get broken.
That's just mind bending to me. Even though there were four ball overs back in the day, but if you convert into a six ball over, that would still mean 40 overs together. They were bowling each. And also in the second innings, we found out that there were four bowlers being bowled by Australia. So it's a mystery to us, which we will love to delve more into, or if someone can tell us more about why these two guys were meted that punishment, bowling so many overs. So, but an incredible find. Kudos to you, AB, for doing that for our listeners. For my second record, I go for most consecutive series defeats. It was from the year 2001 to 2005, Bangladesh. They were the minnows back then. 16 consecutive series defeats. I believe Zimbabwe, Afghanistan, Ireland could be under contention for that, but number of series that now feature one test match, there could be an opportunity for a team to draw. especially at home. So 16 consecutive series defeats. The next is hovering around 7, 8 back in the day, or 11. So I don't think this one is getting broken.
Yeah, and that also goes on to show how long it took Bangladesh to find their feet in Test cricket. Only last year we had some promising players coming up, and the team actually performing and upsetting Pakistan in Pakistan. But it took them 16 long series to, I think, get their first series victory, right? Or even the first Test
Yeah,
win.
it was most series defeat. So they got a draw, then they started winning a couple of them. So, but
Yeah,
consecutive 16 series defeat, that is just unheard of.
absolutely. Now, my pick for the third record, which I feel will never get broken, is largest margin of victory when a team won by an innings. Now, this is again a match between England and Australia back in 1938 when England won by an innings and 579 runs. Just to give everyone a sense of what the scoreline looked like, England batted first, scored 903 runs. They declared, and then Australia all out for 201 and 123 for very much the same reasons as what you spoke about. 900 runs are so rare in Test cricket these days. I feel one, a team will not score as many runs, and two, if the a pitch is so good to bat on, the opposition will also put up a good show, and so this margin of victory is unheard of in these days, and I don't think it will ever get broken. Also, if I look at the second best margin of victory, that is 360 runs. Compare that to 579, I think it's way too ahead. And I don't think this record will ever get broken.
And also follow-ons have generally reduced. Yeah, we saw one in Gaul this week itself where Australia enforced because Sri Lanka didn't make much runs because but you want to conserve your bowlers. They play a lot of cricket. So an innings plus 500, 600 runs, it's very difficult to see that getting broken. So for my final pick of unbreakable team records in Test cricket, I have gone with lowest run rate in an innings. Now, a lot of Indian fans will think of the famous block fest, as people remember in Delhi, where South Africa and AB de Villiers went into a complete block mode, 143 overs and 143 runs. They had a run rate of 0.99, and you would think that would be the record. No, somebody did even worse than that. New Zealand versus England, 1956 in Auckland. 0.96, and they also batted for quite a bit. So, considering today, if you're really struggling on a tough pitch, you will want to go out, attack, get intent, and probably get out. You will not have that low of a run rate as a team. So, 0.96 as team run rate never getting broken.
That's insane to even think about. And I feel, like the way cricket is, there would be an edge that would fly off for a four or maybe even a six when a tailender tries to hit the ball. Maybe just hike a few and get a few boundaries here and there, but 0.96, that is slow.
And that tells a lot about how historically great or not so great, but remarkable what that was that block fest that ABD, Hashim Amla, Graham Smith, that team tried to do, and that was a world number one team back in the day, and trying to combat Indian spinners in Delhi. So there you have it, guys. That was hot takes as a series that we have been trying to get into the bonus pod. That was a test edition of it. Probably from next week onwards, we'll move on to the ODI side of it with batting records. But hope you like this, and we'll be back with a long form episode next weekend. Ciao.